Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this episode, I am going to be getting you guys a wonderful recipe to cook. I found this while I was cruising around YouTube as usual. It's called the Depression Cooking, and it's a wonderful lady. Sorry to say she has passed away since, making these YouTube videos, but she was 91 years old when she made this recipe, and I saw it and I wanted to try it. I'm going to put my own spin on it, especially since I want to put more healthy, ingredients and natural ingredients in there. So I'm going to go ahead and make my own twist on it, but I want to give recognition to Clara. She is the 91-year-old lady at the time. She lived to be 98, and her grandson was the one that videoed her on YouTube making all of these wonderful dishes that she remembered from her childhood living through the Depression. And basically getting ingredients locally, getting whatever they could farm, basics, and then making wonderful, wholesome, and hearty meals from these items around, her vicinity. So let's get started. Without further ado, I'm going to be doing a voiceover. I'm not really going to be on the screen because what I've done is I've taken various videos and still shots of all the ingredients and how I combine them and how I make them. And you should definitely go over to her website. I will put the links down below on the original recipe, and I will talk about what my ingredients are versus what Clara's were and how I, jazzed it up just for the more, natural and wholesome ingredients in it. So let's get started. Okay guys, so let's get started. Here it is. So I've got my main ingredients here, which are the potatoes, just like Clara used. These are like, I guess, the golden potatoes, nothing unusual. They're not the little red ones, they're just the plain ones. I use 3. We're really 2 people. This probably, you can make this meal for about 3 people. If you're doing 4, I would do 1 potato for each person, let's just say that, okay? Instead of hot dogs, which is what she used, which was the only thing available around the house during the Depression, I am using the Johnsonville chicken sausages, and these are all natural. They're 50% less fat, 25% less sodium, really, a healthier variety than plain hot dogs. She used an onion. I am using a white onion. I'm not using the whole onion. I'm using about 1/3 of that onion, and I have incorporated a shallot as well into the ingredients. Again, just a little more texture and a little more oomph. Clara used tomato sauce. Again, that's what was around in those days. I am going to go ahead and use tomato paste. To make her sauce, she added some water, just plain water. Probably, I think she used about 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to be switching that out with vegetable broth. So as it's seasoning and as the potatoes are cooking, in order to soften them up, you have to add some liquid to it, and I will be using vegetable broth. I believe Clara did use some olive oil. I'm not sure because I was just looking at the video one time. She might have used just plain cooking oil. I don't know what the availability was during the Depression. I am going to be using extra virgin olive oil, cold pressed, and that's just the way I do it. I love olive oil in my cooking. Clara used plain tomato sauce. She put about 2 or 3 tablespoons of tomato sauce to add some coloring during the cooking. I am going to be using tomato paste, and I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of that. And this is just the Kroger variety Simple Truth organic tomato paste. And just to kick it up a notch, I have added a jalapeno pepper. This is optional. If you don't like it to be too hot or too spicy, you can eliminate this step. I love it. I think it just adds a great flavor to the overall dish. Clara simply added some salt to the dish, maybe some pepper. I am going to incorporate my Hungarian twist on it, so I'm going to be putting some paprika in there. I am also going to be using some sea salt, Mediterranean sea salt that I always use, and I'm going to be topping it off with some parsley flakes. Of course, you can use fresh parsley. I just happen to have this on hand, and honest to God, I kind of forgot that I wanted to get some fresh parsley for this recipe, so I just grabbed whatever I had out of the shelf. Go ahead and skin the potatoes and then cube them as shown. I like to place them in a holding bowl as I'm cubing each one. Cut up the shallots and also cut up about 1/3 to 1/2 of the onions. Place them in a bowl. Next, cut up the jalapeno. Make sure there aren't that many seeds left in it and make sure it's small pieces. Unwrap the chicken sausage. There are 2 sausages in this package, and that's what I used. I used both of those. Cut them up into small pieces as shown and then put them in a separate bowl. Next, in a deep skillet, add about 1/3 cup of olive oil or the oil of your choice. I usually eyeball the amount that I need, but make sure it's enough to coat the pan nicely as shown. Once the oil is heated up, add the potatoes, add the onions, and add the shallot as shown. Let it cook and get to know each other for a few minutes. Stir it every once in a while so that the potatoes start to get a brown color. Go ahead and add the paprika at this time. You can also add your parsley if you wish, and just keep stirring. Add the 2 tablespoons of tomato paste at this time. Go ahead and add your liquid. You can use water, of course. I chose to use vegetable broth. It's a 1/2 cup to start with. You might need to add additional liquids as the potatoes are cooking and absorbing the liquid. Just use your judgment and keep adding a little bit at a time as needed, and then stir. All right, bam, dump in your jalapenos at this time. As you can see, everything is starting to blend well. Don't forget to keep stirring the skillet and making sure that the potatoes are well coated in the sauce. Okay, I'm checking the time now. It's 7:01. This is the time I am going to be adding my last ingredient, which is the sausages cut up. And at that time, I'm kind of thinking about 35 to 40 minutes for the entire dish to be done. All right, guys, all the ingredients are in now. Flame is at about 4. That's really about a medium to low flame for me on the gas stove. And that is it. That is the way it looks. It is sizzling up. Remember to periodically keep stirring it so that the sausages are now going to be coated along with the potatoes and all the other ingredients. It is just smelling out the house really, really well. It's just all blending together beautifully. And basically just watch it. If it gets a little dry, keep adding your liquid to it, whether it's water, vegetable broth. You can certainly use even beef broth. About 10 minutes into the cooking time, really 11, I decided to go ahead and cover the pot so that it can simmer well and blend even better. And I did lower the heat down to about a 3. I don't think Clara put a lid on her skillet. I didn't see it in the video, but I chose to do that so that the potatoes would soften up even better and all the ingredients and flavoring can go ahead and blend well. Okay, it's about 7:36. The lid's been on and off. I'm gonna take it off again, give it a good stir. There it is, cooking away. It's just getting to be a beautiful flavor and coloring. Periodically, you can stick a fork in one of the potatoes and actually test it, just nibble on it and see how it's softening up. That is the bottom there. Just wonderful the way it looks. It is just, the aroma is amazing. Sorry about the vapor, guys. A lot of vapor coming up. Can't you just taste it? I can't wait to try it. I think I forgot to mention that I already put the salt in there. I did put it all the way at the beginning where you put the paprika and any pepper, anything else that you need. So just wanted to make mention that. Don't forget the salt. And salt it to taste. Obviously, you could go low sodium if you want. All right, guys, I think it's ready. Thumbs up for it. And I think it's around, what time is it now? Let's go look. 7:38. So, yep, right on the nose, about 35-40 minutes. And here is the finished meal, everyone, beautifully in the skillet, and then will be presented on the platter, all done up. It was absolutely divine. It was so delicious. It was so hearty, and it had all the great blendings of the flavors. It was not spicy, just to let you guys know, even with the jalapeno in it. Not to me, at least. It was not spicy at all. We just enjoyed ourselves, and we had a wonderful glass of wine with it, and it was just wonderful. I hope you guys give this a try, and remember, it was the Poor Man's Meal, and it was by Clara. And please go over to the link that I will put down below and watch her original recipe. I just love this meal. I intend to go back to the Depression Cooking channel and see anything else that I want to go ahead and make for my family. Have a great day. Please give this a thumbs up if you like it, and leave me comments below. Oh, and of course, subscribe to my channel if you like it. I try to put up videos at least once or twice a week on various topics, mostly good nutrition and health and natural beauty. So thank you again for stopping by, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.